everybody? Welcome back to Hamster's Hobby Hang. First hang of 2021. How are you?
Woo!
Woo!
We're back.
Yeah!
Better than ever.
I don't know about that part.
We're back.
And good news, new development, Mace has light.
Yeah! Look at it.
She is painting miniatures
Can you see it?
under actual light.
Yeah, I can see.
Wonderful.
And I can change the how bright it is, and I can make it warm
Ooh.
or harsh, or I can turn it off.
Wait, you can kind of change the color to like the white light or the warm light?
Yeah, look at this. Wait.
Ooh.
I don't know.
realize you were wearing Simpsons
That
until
much
now.
on camera. There we go.
Yeah, rocking a Simpsons shirt and everything. It must be a special occasion.
I got Simpsons shirt, Simpsons pants, and Simpsons socks on. I just felt very,
You're a
very
simp.
into the groove. I am
Felt
a
like a
simp.
simp.
I'm a simp for the Simpsons.
You're a Simps?
True.
Simp?
Yeah. Simpsons simps.
You know, that's interesting about the lamp.
Simpsons.
I discovered this at work because my lamp at the office has both the colors of light, and you can see a lot of interesting things. Like, if you look at your miniature and you take a picture of it and you look at the picture, you'll notice different things than when you're just staring at it, painting it.
Yeah.
Just like a different perspective. And I also noticed that if you change the light, even if you pull it out and put it in front of a window or in front of a different room's light, or warm light versus white light, you'll kind of notice like, oh, my, values or my highlights kind of need to be brighter here. You wouldn't notice as you're staring at it under like the same light the whole time. So it's good to switch it up that way sometimes. So that's cool that it has that.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
just tried it out, and it's dimension. All right.
How is everyone enjoying 2020.1? Yeah, here.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this patch so far.
This patch, yeah, this DLC. Would not recommend. It was even a free one, and I don't even want it.
The story did not go where I was expecting.
It's like when iTunes automatically made you download the
Yeah.
U2 Red album.
Yep.
You just had to get it. There's no way of removing it. Keeps going.
The decision to make all servers PvP was an interesting choice.
Yikes.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah.
All right, what are you guys painting today?
Well,
Um,
I actually, me and Chris are kind of in a similar vein too, because this is my most mech-looking guy. I started last time. He doesn't have a ton of work left, so I think I'll finish him up. But I have like 9 others back here that I could start too that have a little bit of base coating. But yeah, I could crank through a couple of these today, maybe.
Sick.
What do you got, Chris?
BattleTech.
Yeah.
I'm finally doing my BattleTech because I got some interference paints for Christmas.
Your birthday? Dang it.
For my birthday I got an airbrush.
Oh, I'm so excited to hear that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna start learning how to set that up and use that.
Oh my god. I already talked too much on this show already, but I could talk about airbrushing forever. I'm loving learning on the airbrush. I've had one. I used one back in the day just for base coating back at Minnesota, way back high school. But I have been trying to learn some different tricks with it because I have one again. I've had one for like a year, and it's fun. It's just a totally different thing. It can make things easier, more efficient, I guess. So like you can do the fine stuff that's kind of fiddly with a brush. You can kind of get it done faster and like get the cool result, and the feel good, the dopamines, eat more easily.
Which airbrush did I get? I got Timbercraft, I think is the brand.
Oh, nice.
It's a lot heavier and bigger than I expected it would be. But I'm excited to figure out how to use it. Gotta figure out where to put it, I think is the main thing.
How big is it?
How what?
How big is it? Like if it were a dog, what kind of dog would it be?
I mean, it's still like the size of a small dog.
Right.
Well, what kind of small dog? Like a Chihuahua or like
I.
a Scotty,
It
or are
also
we
depends on the
talking
size
like
of the
a beagle?
Chihuahua.
Right. Like I've seen some big
Let's go
chihuahuas.
fully grown. A Chihuahua.
This isn't a great scale.
Yeah.
This isn't a great scale for this purpose.
Okay, okay. What kind of if it's a football, how deflated is it?
Oh, like like your standard Spalding, but give it like 3 games.
Gotcha, gotcha.
3 games without maintenance. Yeah, around there.
Got tossed in the
sure.
bag of game balls on accident
Yeah.
Got
few
deflated.
times. Yeah, is
After
this
you run it over with your car to break it in, you know?
yeah, is this a standard NFL ball or is this a Patriots ball?
Yeah.
Has Tom Brady been in the vicinity? That's like confirmed that he actually did that, right?
That's confirmed that they straight up cheated,
It's
yeah.
confirmed that they actually
Yeah.
did that.
They
and,
like fined a bunch of
Yeah.
people, yeah.
but then he's still like just around and playing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not even on the Patriots anymore.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Oh, Gilda, you got interference too. That's awesome. They're really cool.
So I think what I'm planning to do this time. So I did one. Let me actually grab the one I did before.
Ew.
So I did these on New Year's when I was experimenting with them. It was my first time using the interference.
Whoa.
You've seen these already, Hamster.
Yeah, I'm just
So
I'm
this
just admiring
one,
them again.
Fake enthusiast.
Miles
No.
thought that this mech looked like a Robotnik mech from Sonic,
I see that. Yeah, yeah.
and so we went with a red and yellow paint scheme.
Does he have a
I
mustache?
used the interference gold to hit things that I thought would be like particularly reflective, or like metals like nuts, bolts, other pieces like that. And I thought it would. I was expecting it to be a thing that I'd apply to the entire body, like over the main colors to give it like a shine, but it doesn't work that way. So I'm still experimenting with this. So I think what I want to do is I want to take one of these. Yeah, I think this one's an urban mech. I'm still learning what all the mechs are, but I think this is one of the urban mechs I got from the boxes. So I the ones that I'm painting are all mechs that I got out of like box pulls, as opposed to ones that came in the actual like sets. Because then I have, because then I also have these 5 that came out of the box, like individual box pulls, from back in the Kickstarter, and then I've got 3 boxes with mechs in them as well. So I think I've got around 20, maybe a little more than 20 mechs to get through. And then these guys, I just did. I forgot to show these. These guys, I just based them and then just did the gold over it. And
Oh yeah, I don't know. I really like that one. There's something about like multiple figures on the same base that I think looks really cool. So when you showed me that one, I was excited
what
about
I
it.
should have done, now that I think about it, was I should have made each one a different interference color and did a Power Rangers thing.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
That's what I should have done. I do have another one of these, so maybe that's what I'll do with the other one. Although, man, what seems like it would make sense then is because I have this, I would want to like do another one that's all in different colors and be like, oh, it's different factions or something. I don't know. Maybe I should get out the actual BattleTech cards and try to match the paint schemes somewhat. Although I think for the ones I got out of the box pulls, I don't care as much about trying to match the paint schemes. For the ones that like actually came with the box sets, though, I might wanna.
The box pulls makes me imagine that it's like a random, like collectible thing. Is that what it is, or what's a box pull?
So Yeah, so basically when I backed the Kickstarter, it was like, oh, so you back to this level, so you'll get like everything that comes in like the actual box, and then you're also gonna get like 5 salvage boxes, basically. So the salvage boxes have random mechs inside.
Oh, cool.
From my understanding of it, anyways. And so I think I had like, I had a number of those salvage boxes. Most of the mechs are hundreds of years old, family heirloom, so it can be any paint job you want. Right, and I don't care particularly much. I just think it would be an interesting challenge to try and match like something that they did. So I don't want to use the gold this time because I've already used the gold, and I want to experiment with the other colors because I have 7 interference paints, and then I also have the pearlescent, iridescent paint. So fine and coarse are different kinds, right? Like,
Yeah, like basically it's just the size of the flakes. Like again, the same flakes as metallic paints. So they might be a little more noticeable, and they're gonna go on a little differently.
okay, because I have the violet here, and that says fine, and this is coarse green blue.
Oh, that's cool, like a dual chrome. That's awesome. So fine is like the type that would be on the Dwarven Forge.
Okay. Yeah, so it looks like... So I've got... Man, okay. So I've got violet, I've got green, I've got blue, then I've got green blue, violet green, and green orange.
Dang.
All the ones that have 2 colors are coarse, so I think that's like the signifier for some reason.
Huh. Yeah, I have no idea about the 2-color ones. That'll be interesting to see.
I
Did
think
you
maybe
say-
I'll use one of those, just experiment with it. The green orange is an
Did you
interesting...
say-
And violet green.
Yeah. What is green orange?
I don't know, let's find out.
It's just a mixture of all the colors, right? Because like green is yellow, blue, orange is red, yellow. So it's mostly yellow.
I hope it just comes out brown. It's just a shiny brown.
Well, I think they're talking, you know, because again, this is an interference. So I think if you were like turn it in your hand, at one angle it's going to be green, at one angle it's going to be orange.
I'm in my head. I'm just thinking flat colors. Silly me.
I mean, look.
Interference is different.
I'm
It's
here
like
to experiment,
opalescent.
And,
Yep.
Let's just go ahead. And just throw one of these on here. Worst case scenario, I can paint over it later. Start with this guy. I primed him first, so he should be the driest. And we'll just see what this ends up looking like.
Yeah, the color shifting paints use real magic. Yeah, it's pigment, medium, mica flakes, and magic.
Now, one thing I was trying to figure out is how should I get my brush wet before this? Like how?
I would say don't thin the paint like you would other paints, but if your brush is a little moist, like it's not like dry brushing, you're gonna want a little moisture for it to come off, but you don't have to like thin it down.
So
In fact, don't thin it down too much.
So get the brush wet and pliable, but don't let the actual water get in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a couple of the Turbo Dork brand of new brand of color shifting paints over the holiday.
Turbo Dork?
Yeah. Let's see it. That's what I got.
What a name.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Is it cool?
Dude.
Is it muddy?
I don't even understand how this is working.
This one almost looks like green to magenta or yellow, gold to magenta.
Yeah.
Sort of a blue chrome to pink. This is almost tricolor, quadruple. It's like green, blue, pink, gold. I think this is just more of a shimmery pink. I want to try to use these. I'm trying to do some Cyberpunk Sisters of Battle as my passion project that I'm going to take a long time on.
Hell yeah. Oh, I mean, heck yeah.
Man, that,
How's it coming out? Oh, I see it a little bit at an angle.
yeah, it's more green than anything. Yeah, let me,
Whoa.
It's definitely the green is stronger than anything. I'm kind of thinking I should have put it over a different color now, though.
Yeah, that'd be really cool to try. I've never done that.
Because you can see the black
looks like a
underneath through
beetle.
it. Branded paints you're just looking at?
Turbo Dork.
Yeah. They might have just wanted you to say Turbo Dork again.
It is fun. It is fun to say.
Okay.
Say it three
so
times and an IT guy shows up.
I'm going to base this in blue and then put this interference over it, I think.
Ooh.
How was your guys' holiday break?
Pretty good.
Oh, that's good.
I was just home alone for most of it.
I watched Home Alone.
Did you have to fight off? Yeah, did you have to fight off intruders?
I wish Joe Pesci showed up. I invited him and everything.
Did you tweet at him?
Yeah, I tweeted at Joe Pesci. He didn't even respond. If you have a following, it is your responsibility to make sure that your fans stay happy.
And that they have a nice holiday and that you show up when you ask.
Yes.
That's the rules.
Okay. This is what I'm going to do. These are blues I got from Asset Drop that they say to use to do like a non-metallic, like metal, like sort of thing. So what I'm going to do
Oh, nice.
is I'm going to go through, I'm going to base it in the midnight blue, do pure blue for most of it, hit sky blue for some of the highlights, and then I'm going to throw the interference paint over it and see how that goes.
Nice.
Need another break already? Yeah, the first day back, I was like, great. And then immediately, like, the second day back, for some reason, I just immediately crashed again. I don't know. It's very odd. I guess I didn't really take a full break, but, like, it's... I don't know.
I felt pretty rejuvenated, but it's the first time that I, like, actually took a full, like, couple of weeks and not just a few days.
Yeah.
Like, normally it's a super rushed and, like, not long enough. You gotta hit that sweet spot of time where you're, like, ready to come back, but you're not, like, overly used to not doing anything.
Yeah, well, you got a lot of wargaming in from what I saw.
Oh, yeah. Played some 40K, Eldar versus Space Marines. So a lot of Eldar died. I played Call of Cthulhu, the tabletop
Ooh.
RPG. Super fun, set in the 20s. There's like, you know, kind of, what the heck? I'm brain farting. There's like, you know, the set for the 20s setting and for modern day, and we did the 20s, which is fun.
Call of Cthulhu is one of those... It's one of the better known, like, non-D&D RPGs out there.
Yeah, the system was really fun. Like, you don't roll a d20, you roll a percentile die. And all of your attributes are just out of 100.
I know the basic concept of how the gameplay, like, works, like what the systems are.
Yeah.
And I'm intensely curious because I've never actually played it or seen it played.
Well, so what's cool is, so you basically, you have your just regular old percentage chance for each of your skills. But then you also write in a little box the half and the 1/5. And so if something is normal, you just do your regular percentage. If it's especially hard, you only get half. So you look at your half value, half percentage. And if it's extremely hard, you have 1/5 of your normal chance. So it's not really like invisible like DC. It's just like regular hard, extremely hard.
I'm just very curious to see, like, what sessions are like and, like, what the storytelling is like.
Well, one thing that's cool is there's a rule about pushing rolls. So if you can justify it with your GM, you can get a reroll. If you're like, I'm not just looking, I'm like in the bush and I'm pulling out my binoculars and I would like a reroll here because it's something I'm trying really hard to do and I want it to happen. And if they agree, you can re-roll, but there's harsher consequences. It's called a pushed roll.
Hey, Jimmy Hayes, how you doing? Yeah, that sounds really cool. Because the entire thing is, it's a RPG that's based around your psyche, right? Like it's
Yes. So based on your stats, your starting stats, you have a number of sanity points, and each thing that you encounter, you have to check your sanity, and if you lose that roll, you go down in sanity. And so basically, you can sometimes find like materials, like a book or something that is talking about Cthulhu and all that, but you can decide if you want to be a believer. Like if it's not an in-person experience, you can say, oh, it's just mumbo jumbo, but you're going to have a little more knowledge on the mythos, which is a skill. If you choose to become a believer, or rather, this is the trade-off. You can choose to become a believer, in which you get advantage in the mythos, but your sanity also goes down. And you can choose to also just toss it off as a bunch of myth and legend and story, and not take a hit to your sanity, but you won't be as good against things, the deep ones and all that. But then if you actually encounter something, you like have to check sanity because it's right in front of you.
It's one of those things.
Right, the things that you actually experience.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that seems very interesting to have converted into a game system.
Yeah. And the classes are occupations, and like there's a whole thing of like each occupation is going to have a different assets, like actually financially. So like someone might have a bunch of cars and a couple houses that you can use as bases and all that, or you might just like not have anything and you have to meet up in like a tiny apartment and you don't have access to like the same resources based on your like credit rating and your assets.
How do you choose your occupation? Is it like life where you have to like get lucky basically for
No,
it,
it's like your class. So your class is your occupation will get trained in certain skills, and they might be more, they might lean more towards one credit rating or another, or they might have a low credit rating and trade up in skills, starting skill points and all that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I want an
That's
RPG
one of the
where you
games that
play
I've
the
had
game
on my
of life.
radar that I've never played but would like to.
So my occupation was private investigator, but
Ooh.
I made him so that he's only like read detective fiction, and he just like goes around his block like solving mundane problems, solving really really tiny problems as a private eye. And for this mystery, they actually looked up the wrong contact, and I was Clyde P. Winchester. They were looking for Clyde J. Winchester, the actual private eye.
Classic.
But I was called on the case, and when I showed up, they're like, "Uh-oh, we made a mistake." But I was like, "I'm ready to go."
Ah,
Which paints are you using, Mace?
I have a potpourri of paints. I have some Blick paints.
Yeah, I have a couple
some
Blick paints.
Liquitex.
Yeah.
And then I have, it's all Liquitex and Blick.
Nice.
Yeah, pretty cheap acrylics, but they I've learned that these cover what is it called? The
Oh,
the
yeah.
quick drying. I learned that they cover and actually prime better than the Picorni ones because the white actually seems to stick on, when with Picorni it seems pretty it doesn't really want to.
Yeah, the Picornis are super thin. They're not good
Yeah.
like first layer a lot of times, especially on minis.
Right. But
I,
they are. Go ahead.
well, I was saying I use the cheap lick paints a lot for my bases.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I started with, and then I just kind of kept going with them.
Nice.
Yeah, they are kind of streaky, if I'm being totally honest, but it's kind of adding an effect that I'm not against.
Yeah, I mean that's why they're cheaper. Is like the pigment is like thicker and heavier. It's not ground up as fine, so it'll kind of look streaky and a little textury. But like you say, sometimes that can be cool.
Yeah. Like this turtle shell is actually, it's getting a lot of it's helping it add a lot of character to it.
Awesome. Turtle Shell made me think of those frog people in the Broken Anvil Kickstarter. I'm glad that relaunched. I was so excited about that.
Oh, I'm so excited for the
Those
Kickstarter.
sculpts look so cool.
I went all in on that. Did
Oh
you
yeah,
see
me
the,
too.
The Crowkin that got unlocked?
I was hoping it did. I shared it a couple times.
Yeah, apparently, literally with like an hour left. I
Oh.
think not even an hour left. I think like when it came in, like they were 2 shares over what they needed.
Oh wow. Yeah, I was really hoping that would get unlocked. That was look cool.
It was like down to the wire, but yeah, the Crowkin got unlocked.
Awesome.
I'm very excited to get all those. They are not actually. I'm surprised at how soon they're delivering on them.
What was the date? I didn't even look.
I think it was only in a couple months.
Oh wow.
I remember looking at it and I was like, "Huh, that's sooner than I expected." June, yeah.
Wow, jeez.
Gonna be shipping when we are. Possibly, probably before, most likely. They're gonna be shipping before Wildlands. But I am very excited to get that stuff. It's because I don't know. I feel like once we have a bunch of frog minis, like the odds that we add a bunch of frog people into our games will drastically go up.
Yes, I'm most excited about the frogs
I'm all
and the
about
mice.
frog people.
I'm very excited about the mice as well. Yeah. I don't know. They have a very distinct. They have a very distinct style, and I like it.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. All right, let's get into this. I might end up only doing this one tonight as opposed to the 3. Just because I immediately decided I wanted to do something more complicated than my initial plan.
Yeah, there's been a couple times I've tried to do a few multiple miniatures on here, and it never. I always just end up doing one.
I think the only time I've pulled off multiple was when I did those wraiths, because like that was like literally just dry brushing more or less.
Did you do the Spine Devils on stream?
I think I did one of them, and the rest I did during a meeting, I believe.
I see.
I think I did a bunch of them. I did the Howling Devil on stream, but that was just one. But it took me a while, you know?
Yeah, that's a very detailed mini.
I think it's one of the ones I've done best.
Lots of
I'm pretty happy with it. Man, I want to play BattleTech so bad.
Well, after the stream,
What's up?
you can do whatever you want.
Get him into the office when we're finally back and want to jam some games and Relic Blade.
So I don't have enough menus left to. It's true. We could play some Relic Blade.
I have.
I'm sure people have BattleTech set up on Tabletop Simulator as well.
Yeah, that's true.
I need to do more reading of the rule set, though. I know how to play the video game, but I'm assuming the rule set's probably going to be a bit different.
Yeah, even playing Warhammer this week, I've like, you know, it's been iterations of the similar rules for years, but I still, with your army specific stuff and everything, there's a lot to remember.
Yeah, I believe it. Just everybody's got their own abilities, and
Yeah.
I might leave the Midnight Blue on the gun barrels. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Stick that in there. Oh man.
Yes.
Sometimes I feel like this would be easier if they just like came with instructions, like just put this here and put this here. But also it wouldn't be as fun if I was just following instructions. I don't know.
Yeah, paint by numbers might not be as much fun. But you could always deviate from it. Just like an outline guide, I agree. Sometimes it would be at least nice to have on hand.
Yeah. Hamster, how do you do weathering?
First of all, last.
That's a
First of
that kind
all,
stuff.
laugh.
Yeah, paint it all nice and get your bases down and everything, and then worry about that. But one really easy way is to use a piece of ripped sponge. Sometimes models come with a little bit of sponge in the package, or just like a small sponge torn, and you dip it almost like a dry brush. You can dip it in some black or some silver and wipe it off, and then just dab it sparingly with the sponge, and it will look like chips and all that. And then I typically would do black, and then if you just line the underside of each little black bit with silver or white or light gray, it will look like a chip. Or I've even just dabbled black and it looks like spots and specks and scratches and just left it good for tabletop. Also, around the feet or whatever, you can do some brown, like dry brushing to simulate dust and dirt. Regular orange paint and crevices here and there for rust works really well. You can go from a kind of a red brown to an orange for old and newer, heavier rust. Just good old greasy brown black washes over metal parts can look kind of oily and all that. But normally that's after, you know, you just have made it factory fresh first, and then you can add that.
Okay.
But definitely one of my favorites to do is do the sponge speckling, especially because, like, it breaks up the surface a little bit, so it'll hide little mistakes. So, and look cool.
Because with wargaming stuff in particular, the weathering effects I feel like are like what usually like really sells it.
Oh yeah, like army wide, it's all the stuff you can see zoomed out, right? Like, so super bright lighting, like glowing guns and orbs and all that looks really cool. Weathering, like a good like bronze with like the verdigris, like the blue-green verdigris looks really cool. I'm gonna try to pull up a Star Wars mini with the speckling.
Yeah, I've seen you do weathering on the Star Wars, on the Stormtroopers, and it's wild. Okay. Put that in here.
So this guy's super weathered. This is just a lot of washes. These
Oh,
are
yeah.
enamel washes, but and it looks a little more saturated on camera than it actually is. But you could do a similar thing with thin down washes.
You see
And
like a bunch of greens.
That guy.
yeah, so this is kind of like rust and dirt and muck, and then you can see some of the black scratching that was done with a sponge. Less is more, but it's nice because I sometimes I would pick areas that you know, I might have gone too heavy on the wash or something that I wanted to hide something or break it up. I would, you know, pat that area down with a sponge. Just has a little extra scratching.
Okay.
But a lot goes a long way. So like this is just one singular dab on this leg did that whole patch of scratches right there.
A little goes a long way.
Yeah.
That does look so good. It's unreal.
Hey, it looks like he crawled out of the sewers.
Yeah, I kind of figured, you know, if they're like, they've been stuck in the trenches for how long, they haven't gone back to Starship to clean up.
Also, like, there's no way stormtroopers are gonna have good hygiene anyways.
Yeah, exactly, Merc. Stormtroopers fighting on some planet 4 years after the second Death Star blew up, wondering where their reinforcements are at. It's only us. We're all alone.
I'm trying to hit these highlights everywhere I want it.
My tortoise is not very realistic at all, so it's hard to look up reference photos for coloring and shading and whatnot.
Color him like Dr. Robotnik.
Okay.
Give him a big mustache.
I won't, but okay.
Actually, man, a turtle with a mustache would be great. Where is that character?
Fine, sir.
That. Let's see. Run this.
You're on your own. Yep. Stormtroopers are on their own. They have Vader in that pack, though, so he's also stuck.
Is he covered in
Darth Vader
grime?
behind.
I haven't finished him yet, but I'm interested in how to do visible grime on his black armor and cape and stuff. Be interesting.
Visible Grime is the name of my punk band.
But yeah, that'll have like everything we were just talking about, some weathering and the glow against, you know, reflection from the lightsaber. Merc says that's why he wears black, right? So you don't see any specks in his little crumblies when he's eating, you know, his little spills. Maybe that's why Nate wears all
Yeah,
black.
that's the move.
Yo,
That's
last
why
night
I
I heard a
mostly
talk with
black.
Nate about why he wears all black.
Oh yeah, what do you say?
He doesn't want to have to think about what he's gonna wear that day or what he's gonna eat. That's why
Yeah.
he literally only has one kind of outfit and eats the same thing every day to save brain power.
Well, he has a lot of brain power, especially during Kickstarter days. He just goes and goes and goes. So I guess it's proven true that it works.
Yeah, it was a whole tangent last night. I just realized like he's the only person I know who generally does like that cartoon character thing of having one outfit. Yes, Cat. What do you want, Cat? Nah, I understand. What?
She got some things. She's like, I wear the same thing every day too.
Oh.
Being very vocal right now.
His brown pants. Yeah, I'm wearing brown pants now. I don't know if it's
Man,
the right brown.
joke. I think it was one of the first like actual jokes I learned as a kid that wasn't like a dumb kid joke.
What joke?
So there's this famous commander who always wears a red shirt into battle, and one day one of his soldiers asks him why he always wears a red shirt, and he says, so if I get shot, nobody will be able to tell that I'm bleeding or wounded, and they won't lose morale, and they'll keep fighting. And the soldier's like, wow, like that's so brave, like that's so courageous, like you're such a great leader. And then another soldier comes barging in. He says, sir, there are 3 battalions headed this way. And he looks at him, he says, bring me my brown pants. I butchered it, but that's the premise of the joke. As a kid, I thought that was hilarious. Still do.
As an adult, it's still hilarious.
Yeah, as an adult, checks out. There. I need to.
I'm being too cautious with my highlights because I'm worried to go overboard, but I'm going to glaze it, so I kind of have to go overboard because it'll be glazed down. But I've been going back and forth forever on this freaking red. Speaking of red.
I'm sure whatever you do is going to look great. You have
Retweet.
you have a track record of like you bat 1,000. So
Great.
Thanks, man.
let's see.
Why does the Mountain Dew can say we're here to help? They're like, look,
Does
the
it
world.
actually?
I don't know, but I guess they're like, the world is screwed. Just sugar and caffeine it up. Just, you know, simple pleasures. We're here to help. That's also the back of like the Walmart greeters vest. Why are they doing that?
Ew.
I don't buy Mountain Dew to read, so I just didn't know that. I didn't know.
A lot
that
of interesting
everything
stuff on the
that.
can. Ingredients, nutritional facts.
There's no ingredients in Mountain Dew.
Hey, the top one is water.
That is a lie.
It's listed first. It's mostly water, technically.
No. I believe you. I do not believe the can.
I choose to believe the can. That's why that's how I justify drinking so much soda. This is totally making me hydrated.
You gotta get your gamer fuel.
Yeah, how else am I supposed to game?
I don't know. I can't do it without my dew.
Can't
I've
do
never
without my
actually-
do.
I've never actually drank Gamer Fuel. Is it like?
I don't even. Is that the orange one?
No, that's Livewire.
I thought it was the one that... Is that the one that specifically has a top that you can close? If you want to
you
save your
know what-
Mountain Dew for later.
Yeah, Gamer Fuel is like a specific product they make that is separate from Mountain Dew, I think.
Yeah. What is the blue one? That's the one I liked. Forget.
Oh, Baja Blast?
No, well that one's obviously the best, but there's like the darker blue.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Oh.
Midnight?
Lime?
Something?
No.
Voltage.
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 Yes, that's right. That's right, Jimmy.
Yeah, because Code Red was the first one. I remember when I was a kid, Code Red was like this fascinating thing. I was
Yeah.
like, they're innovating in soda,
Right.
and like the fact that they had like a different color of Mountain Dew blew my mind.
Yeah, the
then
subtitle
Livewire
of soda.
Yeah. One of my friends visited New York from England one year, and the one thing he really wanted to do when he got here, like the thing that he wanted to see the most, was he wanted me to take him to a Taco Bell.
I respect that.
I didn't understand it, but he just very badly. He's like, we don't have Taco Bell in England, so I want to. I want Taco Bell, and I want to try a Baja Blast because I don't get to do that back home. And I'm like, all right, it's fine, I guess. So one of my only memories of that guy in person. What's that?
Sorry. Merc90 said, did anybody else see the Baja Blast Doritos ramen that was on Twitter a few weeks ago? I didn't.
No, that sounds
nasty.
Ramen? What the heck?
Ramen. More like vomit. Ew.
Oh my god.
You eat this ramen, you'll be vomin'.
That'll sell.
Jimmy Hayes says it sounds incredible. I have to disagree.
In a certain sense, yes.
Look, I will admit, I've crunched up a bunch of chips into my cheap ramen before. All right, for a little crunch, a little interesting texture.
I'm well aware of the horrendous things you put in your body. You ate like what, like 30 hot pockets in 10 days or something over the break?
Yeah, I can't deny it. But this week I made salmon and broccoli. I'm turning over a new leaf.
Whoa.
Nice.
You know what? Actually, speaking of Nate's philosophy, I just had to make it simple. I just looked up if I have to eat 5 foods. What are like the 5 foods I should eat? And I'm just gonna eat that for at least a couple weeks.
What are they?
What I listed, what I found, it was actually okay. So, for the first time I got some like groceries delivered. I was like, make it freaking simple. They're coming right to your door. You don't have an excuse to go out and get anything else from fast food or whatever. But they substituted it, so that it actually said Brussels sprouts, but obviously, so they subbed it for broccoli, which was also very good. But salmon, okay. Brussels sprouts, blueberries, yogurt, and nuts.
Okay. Well, what kind of nuts? Nuts is such a broad category.
Well, they basically, what they suggested was like almonds or walnuts, but they're like, look, even if you go legumes and get peanuts, like it's not bad fat for you. Just like don't go overboard on them. But I got walnuts.
I would get cashews.
I love cashews, man.
Yeah, cashews are great.
Yeah, they're my favorite.
Oh, cashews.
Odin Forged.
Your last can of Baja from the summer sales? I didn't know they sold Baja Blast on Steam.
Yeah, you have a little trading card of Baja Blast. Odin Forge, I'm back to painting my Infinity from last time. This is the guy I'm finishing up, but I have a bunch of them back here, a warband back here, so got more to do. I'm really excited about Chris's Battletech stuff, though. He's trying the interference paints that Dwarven Forge uses. Except you are using colors I've never seen before, which is neat.
These are not interference paints right now.
Oh, okay.
I'm doing.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm doing a base of acrylics from MRP. I don't know which band that is. MR Paint, Mr. Paint. mrpaint.sk. They're made in Slovakia, apparently.
Oh,
I don't know.
Nice.
I don't know what the company is. I got them from Asset Drop, but they're like non-metallic metal, like blues. And so I'm doing this as a base, and then I'm going to put the interference over it and see if it ruins the whole thing.
That's the spirit.
Yeah.
And Mace is finally painting with her light.
Woo!
You're doing a turtle, right? Or tortoise?
Yeah, war turtle. Wartus.
So if you're a Pokemon.
Is it actually a Pokemon?
Wartortle? Yeah.
A Wardle?
I recently had a dream that in a drawer I randomly found a holographic Blastoise. Then I woke up.
Yo, I had a holographic Blastoise, and some kid stole it.
Oh no. You know what? I still think about some kid. He didn't steal my Game Boy, but he stole my cartridge of Zelda and the Minish Cap, and I never got to
that's
finish it.
weird.
I had a
Oh, you
friend
should steal one.
who. I had a friend who was just really just an awful kid, honestly. But I didn't have any other friends, and so I settled for him because I wanted somebody to look at me. And he ended up borrowing a bunch of my games, and then apparently he was moving out of state the next week.
Oh my god.
And so he just like moved away with a bunch of my stuff.
And you know he like schemed that too.
Yeah, no, that was absolutely on purpose.
What a jerk.
He's like, I'll be friends with this idiot for 1 week, and then I can
God.
finally move out.
I don't think you understand.
Reputation undamaged in new state.
Look, in his defense, Flying Dragon for the Nintendo 64 is an incredibly underrated fighting game.
Well, there you go.
I would do anything to get my hands on it again. So, actually, I think I did find another copy of it recently. I think it was on sale. Like they were selling it at a convention for like $10. I'm like, you do not understand how good this fighting game is. It's a fighting game made by the Harvest Moon people, which is why it's actually really good.
I love Harvest Moon.
This plays nothing like Harvest Moon, but it's a very good fighting game.
I wish I got into some fighting games more. I just never played. You know, I played like Mortal Kombat back in the day, but I was never great at Smash. I never like got the hang of fighting games and like learning combos and movesets and stuff.
Same. I'm not a big fighting game person.
Man, back when I played GameCube all the time, I was like, where I play, everybody else is so much better than me, and it's really disheartening.
Yeah, I mean that's the issue with fighting
Too
games in
young.
general. I never got really good at any fighting games. I have a lot of friends who are into the fighting game scene. One of them, Warren, is my. I've mentioned him a couple times to you, Hamster.
Yeah.
He's a mini painter, does a lot of mechs, does a lot of Warhammer, and he's phenomenally good. He's also very into the fighting game scene. And so I absorb some knowledge just from hearing some of my friends talk about it. But for the most part, yeah, I'm fairly fighting game illiterate. Yeah. But I never got into fighting games competitively. Like, I never liked playing against other people. I always liked fighting games from like a single player aspect or a co-op aspect. So like,
Oh yeah, I would run through Smash 64 like once a week at least, back in the day.
well, yeah, whenever I played Smash, it was that I wanted to play with my friends against computers.
Yeah.
I was always more into PvE stuff than PvP.
I was all about asserting my Chihuahua-like dominance, so I was all about PvP, making sure everybody knew that I was the top dog. And now I can no longer do that. But I am like one mental breakdown away from just buying a Switch, so
Please do.
Switch is a
I
good
know
system.
what?
Switch is a great system. There's some games that I just love playing. I almost, well, this might be crazy, but I almost exclusively play my Switch handheld and like in bed or something.
Yeah,
And there's some games I just love for that.
You're definitely not alone.
Go ahead.
I got nothing. What do you got?
Oh, I thought Chris was saying something. I've been meaning to get Animal Crossing since it came out, and they're coming out with an Evil Dead game. So
Ooh.
that's really why I'm buying a system. I've been meaning to buy a system for 3 years now. Switch was the one that was top, and now it's like, then Switch is gonna have Evil Dead, and it has Animal Crossing. Might as well waste all of my free time with that.
Yeah, I don't think you're alone with Yo, A Short Hike is great.
I was gonna see if you knew about that. I've never heard of it, but I have bought a lot of indies on Switch. It was great. For
PC like a year and a half ago, something like that. It's very good. It's a very short game, believe it or not. You're on one island with a mountain on it. You're on like a camping trip, and the goal of the game is just to get to the top of the mountain. And it's one of those situations where you can do that like pretty early on. if you want, but a lot of the charm in the game is exploring and seeing what else is there and talking to the people there and doing little side quests and stuff.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, it's very laid back, chill experience. It's on Switch as well. It's one of my favorite of like the short indie games that I've played.
Yeah, I was really happy when I finally like started being interested in games like that are just cool ideas and they don't have to be huge. Like the first one I played was Dear Esther.
I need to play that still. I've got it installed.
It's you could literally just like play it in one sitting in like an hour or two at most. But it's just like just walking around and like taking your time and kind of putting together the little tiny mysteries that are around. So I'll have to check that one out. Short Hike.
It's a very charming game. Would recommend it. Definitely worth the time, worth the price. So there's also like a lot of interesting indie games that are essentially interactive plays and the like. I played through Wide Ocean Big Jacket a little bit ago.
Huh.
That thing's maybe like an hour long, but it basically just feels like a short play that you interact with.
Huh.
So I think for some people they would say like it's not really a game or whatever,
Yeah.
but I had fun with it. It was a nice way to spend an hour.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard that you're playing Fez now.
Yeah, I'm done with it. I 100%ed it.
Oh, I love Fez.
Yeah, I liked it a whole lot. It's one of those games where it's like, I meant to play it for a very long time, and I just never ever got around to it, so I finally did. And
I played it on my friend's PlayStation when I used to live with somebody that had a PlayStation, and I have it on Steam now, but I haven't played it in so long, and it might be time to revisit it.
it's extremely good. I tried to play it back in 2013 on my really awful Compaq, and did not function well. So I had to stop after like a half hour. I was like, it just literally can't even run Fez. But now I've got a gaming PC, so I finally played it again.
Nice.
It was fun. I am a big puzzle game guy, and my favorite thing is I was streaming it in my Discord with my friends, and we'd just be hanging out. Because another one of my friends, Will, is a very big fan of the game, and so he just likes watching people play games that he likes. I 100%ed it like while he was watching. The really funny thing is, Miles came in right as I was going to like the end, and it's like, well, I mean, you're just about to see the game finish. But then, what happened was, we decided, apparently, I had solved, like, 2 puzzles that were supposed to be, like, ridiculously difficult puzzles that you weren't even supposed to know were in the game.
Huh.
And there was one more of them. And so Will told me, he was like, do you want to, like, just go try and solve this one? I'm like, sure. And, like, it wound up being a kind of puzzle that I hadn't done in a very long time. And it turns out that both Miles and I grew up, like, really loving those kinds of puzzles. And,
Nice.
so literally we spent 2 hours, like, deciphering and solving this puzzle together. And it was very fun. That was a couple nights ago.
Awesome.
So I 100%ed Fez. I'm a genius.
Okay.
Just wanted you all to be aware.
Yeah, yeah.
If anybody has ever, if I'm on, if I'm on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and I have that phone a friend option, I'm not calling you, but I would definitely consider also just not calling you. So.
Well, it's 100%
Oh my
Fez
God.
requires a complete understanding of world history, mathematics, all that stuff. So I basically should be good for whatever you need.
Right.
Oh, cool. Good thing that I'm not gonna call you.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to help anyways, so it's fine.
Yeah,
All
I know.
right.
That's why I don't want to collect.
We're here. We're in this chapter of the hang, guys. Welcome.
Don't make me turn this Switch around, kids.
Hoppy Hippo. Hey, thanks for the view count. Appreciate it. Any WoW players here? I played a little bit of Classic, but other than that, I haven't played retail for freaking years. I don't know anyone playing Shadowlands, unfortunately. I wish I could help.
Age of Calamity. Man.
Oh, that's right.
I really liked the original Hyrule Warriors. Here's the thing. I'm a sucker for Warriors games, and I know that they're bad, and I shouldn't be. But, like, for some reason, I just enjoy them.
Hey.
And Hyrule Warriors was the best one.
There you go.
You don't have to explain why you enjoy something, man. You
Yes,
can
I
just
do.
like.
I don't think you understand how important it is that you have the correct opinions about games on Twitter.com.
Okay.
But the answer is very important.
Man, I have Macho Man stuck in my head.
What?
But every
The
time
wrestler or the Village People song?
oh, both actually, because it like every time it says Macho Man, then
You
I
hear
think
it in his
Randy's
voice?
talking,
Oh man!
and then it keeps going.
I would kill to hear Randy Savage sing that song.
It's a dark time over in the McFly household.
McFly household. Let's see. Any WoW players? I've never played WoW because I know that if I did, I'd be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I had that
WoW,
era of my
unfortunately,
life.
is enough of a time sink for me.
I tried to play Guild Wars 2 just because no subscription, but then it was just, I mean, not any better. It's another MMO dive.
Anybody play RuneScape?
Oh, yeah.
I put a lot of time into RuneScape. RuneScape is why I knew I shouldn't play World of Warcraft.
That's fair. RuneScape is
Like,
why I knew I wanted to play World of Warcraft.
Exactly, that's where I was.
Okay, time for the experiment.
All right.
Yeah, I put so much time into RuneScape as a kid. Like, if I did that with Warcraft, I'd be in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah, in college I had a couple years where I bought so much WoW time at once that they gave me Diablo 3 for free.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
Good WoW, bad WoW.
Ha ha ha.
Good wow.
Oh, nice.
Bad joke, wow.
Okay, let's... just slather this stuff on, I think.
Man, it's getting chilly.
I haven't been to Chili's in so long.
I'll tell you what though, my room gets too hot. I don't know if it's the brick or what, but it's steaming in my house.
I have my heaters turned off because if they're turned on, it makes my bathroom actually rain. Like the condensation makes it fall from the ceiling. Like
Whoa.
not over dramatizing it. I have a video of rain happening in my bathroom, so I have that turned off. And luckily, I have a space heater that looks like a fireplace and pretty much does the same thing as a fireplace. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, it's kind of a
Makes a house a home.
it's very homey. It reminds me of what it would be like to be on the old farm with Ma and Pa.
There you go. Definitely played RuneScape. Praise Guthix. I never heard of that one, but my true love was MapleStory. MapleStory I played for a little bit.
MapleStory was awesome.
I played MapleStory for free, but I never got super into it. A lot of my friends got really into MapleStory though.
I feel like Miles would really love MapleStory.
He does.
All right.
Him and Will are both big fans of it. We talk about it all the time. Let's see.
Man, I am not liking this turtle.
What did it do to you?
I like turtles.
It it just came out differently than expected.
Oh,
And it's
yeah.
not the turtle's fault, it's my craft, but I can blame the tools because the artist can't take it.
I feel that. I had about 350 days played when I stopped playing WoW 11 years ago. Yeah, I had at least like not nearly that much, but freaking at least like 30 to 50 days maybe played. At a certain point, it's just a lot of time, right?
Yeah, that's a whole month.
How's it looking?
It's looking like
Whoa.
this.
Who, me? Oh, him.
Let me stop this down.
Wait, did you put purple over the interference paint?
Well, it's base blue.
Yeah, so I based it in so it's midnight blue at the darkest, and then I used
Oh, I see it.
the standard blue, and then the light blue like accents, and then I covered the
That
whole
looks
thing in
awesome.
universe again.
Whoa. Cool.
Yeah.
Do you guys have resolutions?
Only one.
What is it?
It's a secret.
Oh.
Okay.
Secret achievement.
Is it to get good?
In a sense.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Intriguing.
Nah, my only thing is like to try and prioritize like mental health better. I think is the main thing.
Good. That is a great goal.
That's basically it.
Yeah, I started doing that at the end of this year, and glad I did, because I put a lot of things off. Irish Catholic upbringing, just tough it out, you know?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I hear you.
No, I completely get it. You and I kind of share that sort of background. And like, I don't know. It's one of those things where I realize like I think at the root of pretty much everything I want to change, kind of like my ability to not beat myself up mentally all the time is at the root of most of it. So I figure just take care of this one thing, then everything else will probably
Okay.
improve.
Robo Mace, you're cutting out. Yeah, I think quarantine like sort of exaggerated a lot of the stuff I've been dealing with for a long time. I kind of ignored, and then it was like, oh no, yeah, this is really a thing.
No, that's very real, and it's weird because like the first, I'd say like the first first couple months of quarantine, I was doing all right.
Oh yeah, I think a
wasn't
good
until-
5 months or so. I was like, okay, this is easy breezy.
It wasn't until we got done with the Kickstarter that I started really having trouble.
Yeah.
And I think that's because I think when the Kickstarter was going, it was easy for me to like kind of feel like I had a purpose and keep like myself distracted with work and stuff. And then after the Kickstarter, like I had a lot less time to fill, and I wasn't working towards as clear of a purpose.
Yes.
And I think I want to feel useful enough that when I don't feel useful, everything else starts getting worse.
Yep.
You know what? You should read. Nate was giving this book to a lot of people at work, but it's called The War of Art. And it really helped me like a lot with my side projects and making sure that it's like different outlets of your life that aren't necessarily your passion projects are part of this thing that the author calls resistance. So it's like you overeat because you're trying to put off doing your project or like filling your time in more productive ways, and like you always have this thing. It's really hard to explain, but it's a really good book, and it
I
really
read
puts
it in
into
one
words.
sitting.
Yeah, it's really good. It helped me a lot.
And I'm not good at reading. I'm not good at sitting down and reading. And I just read it
Did
one
you have
stretch.
somebody?
What's that? You're trying to roast me, but then you cut out, so joke's on you, Mace.
Haha. Haha, Mace has bad internet.
Yeah, my internet's better than your internet. It's like comparing dads. My dad's stronger than your dad. And now, trademark Mace face, freeze framed. Okay, she's kind of moving.
My cat is losing her mind. Hang on.
Ooh, I guess Life Flourish references the book in some of his writing as well.
Oh, nice.
It's also referenced in the movie adaptation with Nicolas Cage, who is the very important birthday boy today.
Hey, happy birthday, Nick Cage.
Happy
Say
birthday, Nick
say
Cage.
hi in the chat if you're here, Nick.
Congrats on getting the Declaration of Independence finally.
You know, he's a fan of the show.
Oh yeah? Wait, Tybula says he has a new Netflix series. What's that about?
Yeah, it's the history of
the
sport.
history of swearing or something like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's funny.
I'm
It had a good
watching
trailer.
it
I haven't
tonight.
seen anything else, but
Oh wow, I didn't want to say anything, but thanks. Hey, Nick, look, man. You're a VIP here.
Knuckle with Page.
His alias Merc90. He's Merc in the
Now
Declaration of Independence. Hey, Band of Badgers, thank you for the raid. Welcome, everybody. I'm pretty sure you could buy him some Doritos ramen and he would be here.
Nick Cage, probably.
Yeah.
I think he, I mean, there's a reason why he always picks up acting gigs, no matter how good or bad it is, and it's because he just likes things. So, get him some ramen.
Yeah,
I'm sure he would.
It's a rider in his contract. He said must have Doritos ramen. And if they have that, he's there.
Oh yeah.
National treasure is so
Well, I mean,
unbelievable. Clearly, stealing the Declaration of Independence is much easier than it portrays. Yeah. Yeah. No scheme required.
Yeah.
Oh man. Come on. Here we go.
But remember when he like sprays the lemon juice on the back and hair dries it? I was like, whoa! My mind was blown.
Yeah, like a spy.
Yeah.
I wish I was as easy to impress as I was when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Remember Spy Kids?
Yes.
Yeah,
Whatever happened to them?
Floop is a madman. Help us, save us.
Luke is a madman. Help us, save us. I drew 2 photos of thumbs for Casey, and she has them at her desk. And they're very not safe for work, but she has them up at her desk.
Again, when they were like, just play it backwards and it says something different, I was like, what? All right, Odin, thanks for hanging out for a little bit. Have a good night.
Bye.
Spy Kids 3D was quite the trip. I don't know if I saw that one.
I love that one. That one was awesome.
It's that era of
I used
3D
to
where they
feel
do
it.
things just because they think it'll look good in 3D.
Right, right.
Yes.
And so just a lot of stuff that's like, whoa! Man, the purple comes out really well on this.
Oh, wow,
Nice.
yeah.
Oh, there's a new spin-off of Spy Kids called We Can Be Heroes.
Oh, really?
I was
Huh.
unaware until just now.
All right, it looks like it's called We Can Be Heroes or whatever.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
today's
That's-
teens that just are over it. You know? We can like be heroes or whatever, I guess.
or whatever.
It's got our boy Pedro Pascal. Is he one of the teens?
Man, he's so talented. Age is just not a factor for him.
And his face. He's
his
just
face.
in The Mandalorian, never takes the helmet off, except for, well, no, nope.
Spoilers.
Pedro Pascal's the Mandalorian?
No, he's Baby Yoda.
Yeah, he's, hey, it's Grogu.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't watch it, so I don't care.
What?
Don't have Disney Plus.
Are you gonna buy Disney Plus?
Am I going to? No.
Why? It has all Star Wars.
Why?
It has The Simpsons too, which would be the only reason why I buy it. But I already spent so much money on streaming services that I'm
Yeah,
kind of
I canceled all of them before the holiday, and when I got back, I got Disney Plus again because Star Wars.
That's a great argument. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that almost
It's
sold me.
basically Star Wars Plus.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I already don't spend that much time watching TV or anything, or Netflix or Hulu or
you
Amazon,
would
which
if you
are
had
all the
Disney
ones that are.
Plus.
Yeah. All of
What?
Pixar? Don't shake your
John,
head at me.
I applaud your effort to try to get me to buy a streaming service, but I'm just like
Yeah, sponsored
once it
stream.
actually
You don't want to watch
I,
Johnny
like-
Tsunami whenever you want?
Okay, here's what I'll do. I'll
Luck
find
of
a
the
friend.
Irish?
I will convince them. Luck of the Irish was awesome. I will convince them to give me their login, but until I have the balls to do that, I don't need to buy it.
Phil of the Future?
Philip.
I don't really like the show.
Was that Disney or was that Nick?
I don't even know.
That was Disney.
Kyle XY?
Yeah. I saw a thing that was like, you guys remember Disney XD? What the heck was that? And someone was like, I think it was Disney, but for people who can skateboard.
I remember as a kid seeing Kyle XY and not understanding why anybody would want to watch it, and then understanding, like, that was the first show I think where I understood that sometimes a show exists entirely because people think an actor is attractive.
Yeah.
Because
Or maybe it's just not for you and it's for somebody else.
yeah, somebody who finds
Yeah.
Kyle XY attractive.
Yeah, skateboarders.
Okay.
He was a skater boy.
Yeah.
She said, see you later, boy.
He wasn't good enough for Chris. I didn't have Disney growing up, so I don't have the same nostalgia that most people have.
But now you can develop it.
I don't want to be a Disney adult.
Be part of the machine.
No.
What are you gonna do if you can't talk to people about Endgame?
I will do the same thing I always do and sass people and just be mean until nobody talks to me about the end game.
Not watching Endgame is like living in the 40s and not watching Citizen Kane.
Whoa, well, I have not lived in the 40s or watched Citizen Kane, so that is perfectly fine by me.
I actually haven't seen I haven't seen the last like 2 or 3 Avengers movies.
I didn't watch Endgame. I watched Infinity War, and I was like, man, I just don't care. I could not be less invested. Let's see. Isn't there a Loki show? Are they seriously doing a show just about Loki?
That does not surprise me.
I guess that, yeah, that's another thing where it's like, yeah, this is a show that exists entirely because somebody think the actor's hot.
Yep.
To be fair, I think that's a lot of the Marvel properties, though.
Yep.
They just assembled like a list of extremely attractive men.
Yep. It was a skater boy. Got it stuck in my
You're
head.
welcome.
Thank you.
Her head was out in space. It needed to come back down to earth.
Does Disney Plus have the Bazinga Bazanga theory? What?
My stepdad's musical tastes were entirely metal and Avril Lavigne. Like all that he ever played was like Korn and Disturbed and Drowning Pool and Slayer and then Avril Lavigne.
Nice.
Huh.
Yeah.
Ooh, ah, 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 ah.
Ooh wah ah ah ah.
Ooh wah ah ah.
Oh oh.
Ooh, ah, ah, ah,
You're just
ah.
barking now.
That's also what happens in that song afterwards.
Really?
Get up and get down with that sickness.
Yeah. He's sick. I don't understand what the song seems pretty
He's
straightforward.
coughing. That's what that sound is. It's just
I love when you go off on tangents like this and the chat just dies. And it's like, yeah, they definitely had to mute this. These interference colors by themselves, honestly, are stellar.
Yeah,
But then
definitely.
with your
Curiosity, I've
painting,
been slathering them all in one interference color.
Yeah, I mean that was the whole trick of that army was make it look like they're better painted than they are. Look, it's shiny. They just like do so much work for you.
Like it's such a good base. Instead, you just like take a different interference paint to do details then?
Well, honestly, I just tapped a couple edges with that pearlescent that we were talking about because it's basically like a really bright silver. So I just kind of like did a couple corners and edges of that to make sure you could see things clearly, and I just left it.
Look at how good this purple is by itself.
I love the purple, yeah.
Like,
did you say you have blue?
Yeah, I've got blue as well.
Yeah, purple and blue I like working a lot together because you can kind of make them into a gradient together next to each other. Go blue purple.
Oh,
blue
I
to
put these
purple.
on the same one and made it a Barney mech. Man.
You live and you learn.
Hanging on the edge of tomorrow. Man.
y'all are weird.
Yeah, that's a requirement. That's a
Like,
requirement for working here.
Is it? I'm not weird.
Uh-huh. You're wearing a bunch of Bart faces or Homer faces on your shirt.
Hey, shut up!
Yeah, this is a very non-mainstream thing, Hamster.
All right, you got me.
I'm very normal.
Okay. Aggressively closes a paint bottle.
I mean, look, I've been wearing a lot of merch, or a lot of Grinch merchandise. What I call Grinch merchandise.
Grinch-and-dice?
Yeah, Grinch merchandise. So I can't really complain too much about the Simpsons thing.
Yeah.
The Grinch sons.
No. Whatever you're singing, it's not The Simpsons.
I just realized that the kind of the vamp that they have that plays when they go into the song after the choral at the beginning
Yeah.
is kind of similar to the bass of the is it Mario World? Yeah, Mario World like has a melody that not
man.
melody but a rhythm section that kind of sounds like that.
Do you want to ruin your night?
Always.
Here we go. Do you remember the horrible, horrible, annoying, stupid Tom Hanks sketch on SNL where he's David S. Pumpkins?
Yes.
I thought it was beloved
It
by the
sounds-
nation.
Every sociopath
I
I know
hate
changed
it.
their name to David S. Pumpkins after that, so it served as a very
It sounds almost exactly like the Super Mario 64 music.
David S. Pumpkins.
So if you go back and listen to his stupid song and you listen to the Mario 64 music,
Okay, which Mario?
it ruins it. What?
Which Mario 64 music?
The one where you're in the world with the Goombas and it's like
Yeah, Pop on Battlefield.
All right, so go listen to that, and then go listen to the David S. Pumpkins soundtrack thing, and you'll see.
I'm just hearing sounds.
And I didn't realize that the Evangelion paint scheme is actually a Barney paint scheme.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Unit 1. Man, that'd be a cool model to paint, actually. I'm assuming that they've made
Barney?
models of the Evangelions.
Yeah, Barney
Models
miniatures.
of monsters, or of the things from Horizon. So you should rewatch Ava. I just watched it for the first time over the break. You know how I was talking about how I needed to be better about my mental health? I watched Neon Genesis Evangelion while I was alone at home for the entire Christmas break. To take care of my mental health. I think Unit 2 might be my favorite one to paint, actually. If I could get one of them. Unit 2 is pretty good.
I'm having a hard time.
What's going on?
It's not working.
What isn't? Just life or?
Yeah, I just now decided that I'm just gonna check out of life for a while because it's just not working. Nothing to do with painting. Painting's going great.
Oh, okay, nice.
It's actually going horrible. I was lying.
Oh.
It's okay.
All right.
Okay. Alright, I'm done.
I don't believe you.
I'm just chuckling for a little bit, and then I'm finito. Did you guys ever get called chuckleheads while you were little?
Yes. I had a teacher. He was junior or senior year. History teacher. And he liked to playfully act very aggressive.
Oh, like me.
And he would replace swear words with like stuff like horse feathers, and he said it all the time.
Oh my god.
Like-
And so Chucklehead was like thrown in there. So he'd be like, yeah. So he'd say horse feathers and bull hockey and stuff like that, like nonstop. I'm trying to remember more of the stuff he said, but he
Cotton-headed ninny muggins.
Huh?
Cotton-headed ninny muggins.
Cotton-headed Ninny Muggins is very good. Yeah.
My grandma used to call me Noodlehead all the time.
I can't really do what my grandma
She'd be
called
like,
me.
"Ah, you Noodlehead!" It was worth misbehaving just to hear her say that.
Where should I put this? Let's see.
Most of this base isn't even going to show because turned out I went pretty heavy on the snow.
Nice.
But if it does show, it would be some patches of something.
Hmm. Number 2's out of stock. Oh man, that's the only one I wanted. That's not true. Unit 1's also very cool. I think Unit 0 is my least favorite one. But
Oh,
like,
I didn't do any.
I mean, they're all good. Was that?
Sorry, I just thought of something. I didn't add
You wanna
any gold on this guy. I got to pick a gold thing.
Oh, they have a heavy arms. Man, I should go back to watching Gundam and just like watch all of it, every series.
Okay. I gotta put a silencer on me.
Man, the Old Spice remix set to that song is a classic. I'm assuming that you both have heard this.
The which one?
No.
Super Spice Bros?
No, I can't say I have.
Oh, wow. Here I thought you people were online citizens like me. Ooh, Unit 1's in stock. Yeah, that is a Barney paint scheme if I've ever seen one. Man. They really are some tanky machine, or lanky, not tanky. I mean, I guess they are also tanky, but like they are some lanky mechs. It's interesting how tall and thin they are. Uh-oh.
Hey, Topula says definitely want an airbrush for these kits, which you have now.
Woohoo!
Oh, it's all falling apart.
Oh God.
Oh, why did I decide to reply to work messages now? Okay. Hang on. I need to.
Are you typing on your painting keyboard?
Huh?
Are you typing on your painting keyboard?
Yes. I only have. Look, man. I wish I had room to have like a dedicated painting area, but like I have to double. This is like my workstation for everything.
Painting station first, keyboard second.
No.
Yes.
No.
You work.
That's fair.
Next week I'll custom paint my Next week I'll custom paint my keyboard.
Oh, there you go.
Alright.
I'll get some pearlescence on these keys.
You can finger paint it,
cool.
and just as you answer work messages, finger paints, it'll get colored.
Just dip it all in and just dry brush with my hands.
Yeah.
Just pour it on my hand and just like gotta really catch the edges there.
Right.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-bow. Oh no.
I'm sorry. No, I'm not. Why am I saying that? This is fun.
I was gonna
This is fun.
combine Rambo and Goomba, but that's Roomba. Or Gambo.
Dude, Ava came out 3 years after Barney. Evangelion absolutely ripped off Barney. Oh, that's so good. I gotta make a whole video about that. Just alleging, man. I'm gonna have to like rewatch the. I'm gonna have to rewatch the series again just to look for as many links between that and Barney as I can to like make a stronger case. Just make the case that Evangelion is blatant copyright infringement that PBS ought to sue. Wait, did PBS? Was Barney made by
PBS?
PBS? Who actually made Barney?
No. PBS does not make shows, it just airs them.
Yeah. I know
Well, it
that's
might
what
have
Barney
made
did.
like a few shows, like Fetch with Ref Ruffman, I think was produced. But they have like WGTV in Boston. I could be butchering the stations entirely, but like normally they source
Who,
shows from networks and then air them.
who actually made Barney?
He's in a land of make believe.
That's fair. The answer, the correct answer is God, Mace, but that's
Right.
Oh, sorry. I'm down on my God lore recently.
I
Ah,
don't want you to get in touch with your feelings. That is true. You can take that angle.
Did you just give Homer a paint job?
Bart has two pupils in one eye.
Both of those shows have characters that just really want to hug. If only there was a way to find out about something. Look, the last time I tried to use this keyboard, which was just now, I almost ruined everything, so I'm not going to Google right now. Gainax made Ava. We're talking about Barney, though. Who made Barney? That's the real question.
The question on everyone's minds.
The question on everyone's mind. Can we get a deep dive on Barney, please? Also, are they still making new ones? Is Barney still in production? I know kids still watch him.
There's no way, right? Are they still making new Sesame Street?
Yes.
Wow.
It got picked up by HBO.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Because they decided that was the wild thing to me is like that the old DVDs of Sesame Street had to be updated to say that they're not suitable for children on the DVD.
Really?
Yeah, because they're saying that they deal with topics that are too dark for children.
Wasn't that the point of making teachable moments accessible to kids?
I don't know. I just remember that story.
Huh.
The real thing is, Hey Arnold was the realest show for children.
That is true.
Never watched it.
Never
Oh,
watched
you
Hey
would love
Arnold?
it.
I didn't have cable growing up.
Oh,
You would love it.
yeah.
You would be so into Stoop Kid.
Stupid leave stoop is all I know.
Stoop Kid, afraid to leave a stoop.
I can relate to that.
Yeah. Just replace Stoop with like computer.
Or, yeah.
For me, I mean. Man,
I give up.
just Eugene as a character is so well done. Helga, it's ridiculous that Helga exists as a character in a children's show. Like, just a fundamentally, like, one of those just like, one of those shows that really stands out. It's just like an artistic triumph, I think. In a medium that generally didn't push for that.
That is true. Verdict says Rugrats. I watch Rugrats.
So here's the thing. When I was a kid, I didn't think Rugrats was funny. I thought it was really intense, and I loved it and was like overly invested in it. I didn't realize what they were doing was supposed to be funny. I thought it was like all very serious stuff. And then I got older and I realized that the show was making fun of kids, and that stuff was supposed to be funny and ridiculous. But I was always like, no, man, they gotta get to the moon. Like what?
Yeah, it is funny. You get super invested in that as kids.
And then when the parents would be like, all right, time to go to bed. I'm like, no, you're ruining it. Come on. They're gonna die.
They're gonna die.
Yeah. Like.
Yeah, there was a time. There was a time when I thought I was gonna see a dead body on Nickelodeon. I literally thought to myself, I was like, "Buckle up, here we go. We're gonna see our first dead body."
Well, now Logan Paul's doing it for the children, so Nickelodeon doesn't have to.
Oh.
It was like a Halloween special, and it was. I actually thought about this last Halloween, and so I found some episodes on YouTube, and it's not. It is an awful concept.
Which show is this?
I forget what the heck it's called, but it's like a reality competition show where these kids are at a summer camp.
Total Drama Island?
No, it wasn't that. It was like a limited episode Halloween thing, and but they like they send them on these. First of all, I thought the mystery was real, even though to get clues from a deceased person, they have to do competition tasks. But they basically are just trying to scare the crap out of these kids. Like they go into a dark basement and have to reach into this like mucky bathtub where apparently someone literally died. I don't know who wrote the mystery, but it was dark.
Wasn't there a episode of like Rugrats All Grown Up where Tommy like films a dead body?
Oh, I don't even know about
Or,
that.
like a skeleton, something like that. Like he finds like a skeleton,
Wow,
like an actual skeleton.
that's wild. Yeah, but the finale of this thing was like, so it turns out the kid like drowned in this like, you know, some kind of water filtration thing, and they're walking up to it with their like night vision camera, and I was like, all right, he's in there. He's been rotting away at summer camp. Here we go. And then they open the lid and they're like, congratulations, you've won. And I was like, what? I think it was called something really general like Scare Camp or something. Yeah, it was it was literally called Scaredy Camp.
Okay. Salute your shorts. That was a real thing. Double Dare did exist. I watched Nickelodeon Gas a lot as a kid.
Huh.
Like all those game shows they made for kids, I was super into. I was really into
Truth Dare, Double Dare,
Guts. I really like Guts. Legends of the Hidden Temple. Finders Keepers, I was really into.
Do you guys ever watch Supermarket Sweeps?
No.
What about Antiques Roadshow?
I didn't watch that, but you know what I watch a lot of is American Pickers.
Oh, set in Iowa. That is a good show.
What was the
I love that show.
What was the like quiz show they did on Nick Gas where they would have like stars from like the Nickelodeon shows come on and compete? Was it Figure It Out?
I don't even know. I don't think I saw that.
I was really into that. They had like a board that was like shaped like somebody's head. and it had multiple answers you needed to figure out that would like flip over when you got them right. Um, so like kind of like worked like the Family Feud board, I guess. Has anybody heard of this?
No.
I haven't.
Am I mad?
Well, yeah, but I haven't heard of that.
Oh.
I know about Family Feud.
I think it was called Figure It Out. Like, I wasn't sure of the name at first, but the more I think about it, I'm pretty sure that was the name.
Check it out.
That's not what it was called.
Okay, sorry.
Came out of a lady.
Oh, I could have made this Bowser. Dang it.
You need to
Oh.
do some modding, probably.
And we all watched Are You Afraid of the Dark, right?
I
did
wasn't
not.
allowed to.
That
No
look, like surprising amounts of death in these shows. That scared the crap out of me. Where like this kid rode his bike off a bridge, freaking died, and then came back as a ghost. I was like, I'm never riding my bike again.
Yeah, I used to watch it and I liked it. I used to watch it and I liked it, and then my parents found out about it, and they found out that there was like, oh, there's some potentially like satanic stuff in this. You're not allowed to watch this.
Oh yeah.
Ah, shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like morbidly into that show because it terrified me, but I still like it was one of those things where like I couldn't stop watching.
Oh, dude, I had that as a kid, but with freaking forensic files, which is way too hardcore. And I would sleep with multiple lamps on, out of fear that someone was gonna break in randomly and murder me. Go figure, because I was watching those shows.
Some things never change.
Yeah, I'm still waiting to break into his place and kill him. But he
I still see that he has all his
locking his
lamps on.
windows.
I keep locking.
Some
Yeah,
of the
worst
and
part.
I can see him out there. I'm like, Chris, go away. You'll never catch me.
And then when you guys
I never
get
should
to
have
work,
started
it's
in that show.
perfectly.
Then he wouldn't have been able to figure out it was me.
Yeah. Finley's talking about the show called Nightmare.
Yeah, I've never heard of it.
I
wonder if
haven't
that was
either, but it sounds interesting.
A European thing.
On a horse, right?
Huh. Yeah. Did you
If
make
it's
a
scary
mare
show
joke?
about horses, I'm gonna be pretty mad.
Nightmare. That's a magic card, I think.
Scary enough. Basically an RPG, group of 4 kids. One wore a helmet so they couldn't see around them. The other 3 guided them around the game, which on their view was a digital image with the player overlaid on it. So they had to navigate them around traps, talk to NPCs, pick up plot items. They died so much by any mistake. So was this a game show, or was it like narrative? It seems like it'd be a game show. And if it's a game show, the kids didn't actually die, right?
Live on television.
But I mean, hey, if they win, they get an Xbox. So
Right. Totally worth. Totally worth.
yeah, they signed the contract. You can't get in trouble for killing them. Like, they chose this.
Actually, their parents are the ones that signed it.
The parents were the ones that. The parents just really wanted an Xbox. Like,
Or, the other consequence, which, beggars can't be choosers.
like they're sending their kid there to probably die because they're like, this is a Sony household, and this kid just keeps wanting us to get him an Xbox. So they lure him in with the promise of an Xbox. They're like, yeah, just go win this thing, you'll get an Xbox. Live action game show. Only about 8 teams ever won it. There were 3 levels of dungeon they had to get through. It was really cutting edge at the time. That's fascinating, actually. I want to look this up now.
Do you guys ever watch shows that were on like what is it called? Like local cable TV shows where people
Yeah,
are
public access.
yeah.
Yeah, I've watched some public access.
I love that stuff. It's so like corny and like more honest than normal TV, and there's some like there's a lot of charm to seeing a production by people who have no idea how to produce.
I should show you the Cool Keith show.
Okay.
It's very cool.
Okay, Keith.
The graphics when they fell off something was just, they just had the image of the player get smaller and fall into the hole.
Classic.
In reality, was the kid just told like, ah, well, you're dead. Sorry.
Go
Or
home.
did they actually like push him down a hole? This is fascinating to me. Like, it sounds like a very elaborate thing.
What would you guys watch when you had to stay home sick?
That's when I watched American Pickers. It was just on daytime marathon all the time.
Good show. That's a good sick show.
I had a couple VHSs that I'd watch
What
a
is
lot.
it?
I watched the first Ninja Turtles movie a lot on VHS that I had.
Ooh.
I also watched this movie that I could not find for a very long time, and then I finally found somebody who covered it and figured out what the name was from there. It's called Warriors of Virtue. And it's this really, really bad, like, Power Rangers ripoff situation. It tried to combine, like, every, like, popular kid show trope at the time, basically, or kids movie trope at the time. So it tried to, like, do some Land Before Times, not Land Before Time. It tried to do some, like, never-ending story stuff. It tried to do some turtle stuff. But basically, it hinged on these, like, karate kangaroos. There were like 5 of them. This kid fell down a portal. So this is like where the never-ending story thing comes in. Is this kid like is getting bullied? He falls into like a portal thing. They chase him into like the sewers is what it is. That's what it is. And he slips and falls off of this pipe in the sewers, and he falls into like a whirlpool, and it takes him to this fantasy land. Where he meets the Warriors of Virtue, and so it's 5 kangaroos, and each of them is like a different virtue or whatever, and they do karate, and it's very bad. It's
I'm
very,
in.
very bad.
I'm in.
It's amazing. I adore it. So I watched that a lot as a kid. I had that VHS for some reason.
Sounds like a classic.
It's oh man, I wanna get a copy of it.
Kanga classic.
Good one, Hamster.
Shut up.
You've seen that one? Oh man, it's a trip. Was very into it as a kid, but looking back, oh man.
I used to wish I was never born, but now I don't because I find it's really cool. You like me too.
Yeah?
You came out of a lady.
And no one to save me. It's amazing.
I don't think Hamster's ever heard this song.
I don't know this one.
No, he hasn't.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know this one.
It's by Rubble Bucket. It's called Came Out of a Lady.
Came out of a lady.
It's very good.
It's a great song. It is a bop. Certified bop.
7 Days a Wop. Don't hate the player. Hate the console.
Oh, I hate the player. Don't hate the player, hate the controller.
Don't hate the player, hate the programmer.
What?
Don't hate the player,
I
hate the
don't know.
developers.
Don't hate the player, hate the generation.
Someday we'll find our way to a joke that works. I have
Who
faith.
needs
Next
scripts that
time on
work?
Hamster Hobby Hang.
This joke goes somewhere. We'll have thought of a punchline by next week. We won't have to keep aggressively workshopping it on air.
Speak for yourself. My entire on-air time is devoted to workshopping jokes.
I do spend an unfortunate amount of time trying to figure out jokes.
You know.
Forbidden Kingdom, though, off the top of my head, that reminds me of a Yu-Gi-Oh game.
Ooh.
Duelist of the Forbidden Kingdom, which is a fascinating game. Also
But
absurdly
I've kind of
difficult.
saved the mini.
Nice.
It's not good, but it is at least a few shades of color.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Alright.
Alright.
Hey, Ryan, how you doing?
Hey, thanks for the sub, Ryan.
Yeah, you came with some great stuff. Let's get that in there.
Computer wasn't even on this whole time.
Yeah, everybody look up Rebel Bucket. It's a good band.
It is a good band, all one word.
All one word. Rebel Bucket. Both of those words spelled the way they're usually spelled. Just
And look up Came Out of a Lady is what we keep singing, but you should look up Carousel Ride. I think that's my favorite one by them.
Came Out of a Ladies, I feel like Came Out of a Lady is the one that's gonna have the broadest appeal, though.
Yeah, I feel like that's the classic entrance song where it's like, oh, okay, this is definitely good quality. But I feel like the more you listen to the band, the more you find the other gems. You know?
Yeah, you start getting into your personal stuff. Like, I feel like, yeah, Came Out of a Lady is the one where it's like, yeah, this is their best song, and then you get into stuff where it's like, okay, but this is my favorite song. You know?
Yeah.
All right.
However, my favorite song
Correct,
is
correct.
Still Came Out of a Lady.
So they're both to you. It's both
I'm
to
just
you.
not that deep. I used to wish I was never born.
No. Rambo Bucket.
Lambo Bucket.
Alright, that's enough of that joke though. That's fine.
So behind sound explosion alerts on Discord, so I presume I need to go back and look at some previous vids. We did the stream last night and then the one today, and it's basically it. You did miss some cool stuff last night. Chat, what did he miss? What did he win?
I saw some screenshots Felipe posted. Looked fun seeing all his art.
Yeah. We also revealed some information that I wasn't expecting to reveal that day.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I didn't think it was going to be a Beans Day, but there were a couple.
Oh.
Because Nate never really... He tends to not actually tell me when he's planning to do beans. He'll
I don't
just
think
suddenly
he
run
will.
out of the room, and then he'll come back and be like, alright, we're showing this. Like, oh.
I think he flies by the seat of his pants, so it's like I think he also discovers in the moment that that's when that's being unveiled.
Yeah. Short beans. That's a cool concept art. Bean pants. Yes. I think the biggest thing is he revealed that we're going to be doing shirts, finally.
Oh, nice.
So he showed shirt designs that Felipe worked on.
That's cool.
Uh,
Bean
and he discovered
pants.
that Everybody's asking for them to be available as posters and stuff, which I agree. They're already like in the right. Like his designs are already like in the right dimensions for a poster and stuff.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, they showed that. Yeah. Do not know how I feel about this Barney paint scheme. We'll be able to spot each other in the crowds once we can gather. Yeah, actually having like some Dwarven Forge branded merch will be very nice. It's something people have been asking for a long time.
Including me.
Including you. That was a project you specifically were pushing for a while.
Years.
Years. Eons, if you will.
And
Eons
I will.
Still, if you won't. Okay. All right. Well, I'm calling it quits.
Yeah?
You guys can keep painting. I'll just entertain myself.
I feel like I'm pretty much done as well.
Yeah, I finished my main guy a little while back. Ooh, I like the, is that pearl next to the purple? Or is that it's really reflective?
I went with the green.
Oh, green, okay, I see.
And I hit details with the green. Well, not details, but just sections. I blocked them out. Probably what I want to do is I'll probably at some point want to go and make the guns or the missile launchers, whatever these things are, probably give them like a different color, since there'll be things that are like attached to the mech afterwards. Yeah, I've been doing battle mech. I've been going through my BattleTech stuff now that I have metallics or I have the interference paints, so I feel like they're pretty good for that.
Yeah.
This was I showed this at the beginning of the stream, but this was the first one I did when I was experimenting with that. So here I used Reaper paints for the red and the yellow to do like the base scheme, and then I took the interference gold and I hit that on some as like a tertiary color to hit like protruding metal things and stuff like that. And then these guys are just the interference gold.
Nice.
But
They look good though with just that. You can see all the parts and everything with the black underneath.
Yeah, it's nice.
the point is, I'm very excited to start playing BattleTech in person. And
Yeah. Just wargaming again. Well, honestly, RPGing and wargaming again in person.
I don't know if this is exactly what this should be looking like, but I'm just experimenting with the interference paints and seeing what happens when I use them in certain ways. And so all of these were different techniques. So with this one, I covered them all over with non-metal metallic blues. And then I did an interference green coat over the top.
Cool.
I think it's the interference green. It's the coarse green-orange. And so I put that over the whole thing. Other than that, like, so that gives them the shine.
All right, Mace.
This one is.
Sorry, I didn't realize you'd done so many mechs. I thought.
This one currently just has a base of interference green by itself. I haven't done much else to it yet.
Nice.
But yeah.
Well, I'm at.
All right, Hamster.
All right, Mace. Let's see the war turtle.
The scepter isn't done yet. And the front.
Can you
is
put
really
it under
bad,
your
but
light?
The shell. No. Yeah.
Can you make the light shine like on the front of it, like over your camera a little bit? Yeah. That's
no.
good. No.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Can you see it?
I definitely see the colors. I like it. Oh, yeah. Now I see a little better.
Okay.
We getting a high def chip on the stream too? Some sweet chip content?
Oh my god, yesterday Chris wouldn't mute when he was eating and it was driving me nuts.
I was tired. Plantain chips, baby.
Oh, plantain chips. Okay.
Plantain chips. I make them healthy. I can eat as many of them as I want.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I still got to put some snow on the base. I just make a mixture of like Elmer's school glue and baking soda and white paint, make it all snowy, but this guy's pretty much done.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow, we got a lot of old BattleTech fans here.
BattleTech. Ooh, Sisters of Battle. I have that Sisters of Battle army box that came out last fall. Wow. A couple
I've
heroes.
been playing the BattleTech video game and I like it a lot, and so I want to get into the actual like tabletop. So I went on their last Kickstarter and I got a bunch of stuff there. The new set that
Nice.
just came out, and I bought their starter box and another. Like I bought the base box because I was backing like an expansion, I think. So I think I've got like 20 of these to paint.
20 mechs.
Yeah.
Nice. How many are typically in a force? Do you know?
A lance is usually like 4 mechs.
Oh, okay. Cool. I kind of like that size. Just a handful of minis.
Yeah.
If it only has 80 mechs, holy smokes. Huh. Well, hey, first hobby hang of the year.
Woo!
Thanks for
Yeah.
joining us.
I have to get more minis.
Yeah. I'm glad you are finally, not only your miniatures are lit, but you are lit. And it's lit.
Lit as
Nice.
yes.
All right, so let's see. Would the next thing be on the anvil next week?
On Tuesday, we're doing building of the build of the month,
Oh, cool. Okay.
and then on the anvil on Wednesday, we're not sure what it is yet. We're still figuring out. I'm gonna be scheduling it on the anvils like several weeks ahead of time,
Sure.
but we just got back, so
Right.
still figuring out exactly what that schedule is gonna be. And then, you know what?
Then Thursday hang.
Thursday
I'm gonna
hang with the gang.
Hey,
We're
there he
hoping
is.
to, hey,
New year, new Chris.
new year, new mail. And then, one of the things we're hoping to do is to start bringing more guests on to
Yeah.
the hobby hang and stuff. And so we're getting a list of that together and all that.
Should be
All right,
fun.
before we go, I made a Rorschach of my painting sheet. What do you guys see? What do you see?
I see
I
sass.
see like a bouquet of wildflowers.
Oh, that's gorgeous. You have a beautiful mind. Hamster, you need to work
I
on
do.
yours.
Gotta work on my mind. Your mind aesthetic is all off.
Yeah. Yeah, you should probably do a few more Pinterest boards about betterment, but
Right. Verdict says we should get
Channel-
Nick Cage on as a guest. He is in the chat today. Happy birthday, Nick Cage.
Yeah, he
Happy
is
birthday.
notably a big fan of the show.
Yep.
So
Yep. So thanks for being here, Nick. Thanks for being here, all of you. Happy to see your names in the
You're
chat
welcome.
again. And hey, thanks for hanging. Look out for the building of the build of the month on the anvil next week. And as always, Hamster High be hang. Bye, everybody. Have a good night. Hey, I've been off for a while. Okay,
Hamster, how do you hang?
Abby, hang. All right. Good night.
How do you hang?